Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Alvarez, and today I will be presenting for my Sociology of Medicine course, where I will discuss the health issues that is caused by environmental racism. I'm sure everyone is wondering, what is environmental racism? Environmental racism is a term that is often used to describe environmental injustice within communities of color and low-income groups due to hazardous waste from polluted industries. The unequal distribution of economic power further amplifies the influence of wealthier communities in shaping political decisions, marginalizing the voices of economically disadvantaged and more polluted communities. Now let's touch base on the oil refineries in California. California hosts several prominent oil refineries with varying capacities and capabilities. The Marathon Petroleum Corporation Los Angeles refinery stands out with a substantial daily crude oil processing capacity of 336,000 barrels, representing 21.22% of California's total. This facility produces both CARB diesel and CARB gasoline. Chevron USA Incorporation operates two major refineries, the El Segundo refinery, processing 269,000 barrels per day, and the Richmond refinery with the capacity of 245,271 barrels daily. Both Chevron refineries contribute significantly to the state's diesel and gasoline production. PBF Energy has a presence with a Torrance refinery with 160,000 barrels per day, and the Martinez refinery with 156,400 barrels per day, both producing CARB diesel and CARB gasoline. Valero Energy's Valencia refinery processes 145,000 barrels daily and also contributes to both CARB diesel and CARB gasoline production. Both notable refineries include Phillips 66 Los Angeles refinery with 139,000 barrels per day and Rodeo San Francisco refinery with 90,200 barrels per day, as well as Valero Energy Wilmington refinery with 85,000 barrels per day. The list extends to Current Energy Bakersfield refinery, San Joaquin Refining Company, Inc., Bakersfield Refinery, Londe the Guard Southgate Refinery, Valero Wilmington Asphalt Refinery, and Tally Asphalt, Inc., Kern Refinery, each contributing to the overall refining landscape in California. Marathon Martinez Golden Eagle Refinery, however, currently reports zero production. In total, these refineries collectively process an impressive 1,710,371 barrels of crude oil per day, encompassing the entire spectrum of California's refining needs. Unfortunately, oil refineries emit large amounts of air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and particulate matter. According to an article titled Hazards Are Living Near an Oil Refinery by Kevin Haynes, states that these pollutants can cause respiratory problems, including asthma, and increase the risk of heart disease and lung cancer. Now let's dive into the landscape of landfills across California. As illustrated in the slide image, numerous landfills span the entirety of the state. An article from Recology is dedicated to the mission of waste elimination through the exploration and development of sustainable resource recovery practices within global applicability. The decomposition of deposited waste in landfills generates a substantial volume of methane and carbon dioxide. These byproducts from the degradation process have detrimental effects on the surrounding environment and communities in close proximity to the landfill sites. Communities experience immediate effects from pollutants stemming from the landfillings of organic waste. These pollutants include nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, contributing to health conditions such as heart and lung diseases. Chronic illnesses like asthma, heart attacks, bronchitis, and other respiratory problems are triggered and intensified by the presence of these harmful substances. The Recology article emphasizes the pressing need to address the environmental and health implications associated with landfill practices and advocates for sustainable solutions on a global scale. In California, the waste management landscape is characterized by the presence of only 2 waste incinerators. The Southeast Resource Recovery Facility located in Long Beach and the Covanta Stanislaus situated in Stanislaus County. These facilities have a geographical placement within environmental justice communities, where a higher proportion of people of color live. The framework of waste management in California traces back to the enactment of AB 939 in 1989. According to this legislation, cities are mandated to divert 50% of their waste away from landfills, emphasizing practices such as recycling, source reduction, composting, and reuse. However, a notable aspect of AB 939 is a provision that allows cities to claim a 10% diversion credit by channeling waste in incinerators. The consequence to this structure is that people believe that incinerators hold equal environmental benefits by recycling, reuse, and composting, but in reality, they cause harm by polluting the air within the communities they are surrounded by. The reason why it is so important for us to learn about environmental racism is because everyone should have the right to live in a safe space. Lack of diversity is a massive issue in our society, and people must learn to accept each other for who they are and stop discriminating against race and low-income communities. These communities live in cities that contain unbreathable air, playgrounds near power plants, contaminated water, and refineries. Some health issues related to environmental racism can include asthma, lead poisoning, lung cancer, obesity, diabetes, developing problems, and a range of mental health. Unfortunately, many don't care about the environment, let alone the people affected by the environment around them. I will now be discussing the health issues caused by oil refineries, landfills, and incinerators. The Mount Sinai Journal of Medicine highlights that diseases, particularly in children, are linked to hazardous chemicals or toxins in the environment, including asthma, lead poisoning, and obesity. Children are more vulnerable due to higher exposure, immature metabolic pathways, rapid growth, and the potential for early toxin exposure leading to a later life diseases. However, adults can also suffer from various illnesses due to dangerous environmental conditions such as diabetes, lung cancer, respiratory infection, stroke, heart disease, dermatitis, fertility problems, geoters, immune deficiencies, kidney disease, tooth decay, and waterborne diseases. Environmental injustice disproportionately affects people of color and poor children, amplifying health risks. The long-term effects of toxin exposure to chemicals and pollutants contribute to people's worsening health conditions. Now let's discuss a few ways to help prevent this ongoing issue of environmental racism. U.S. oil refineries are either closing down or transitioning to cleaner uses, even though they remain significant pollution sources, refineries could achieve a 40% reduction in emissions and lower the carbon intensity of their productions, with financial support of new programs under the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA. To minimize waste in landfills, consider donating clothes to those in need, reducing food waste by donating pantry items or saving leftovers, opting the items with less packaging or buying them in bulk, and eliminating plastic bottle use by using reusable containers. Additionally, practice reusing purchase items made from recycled materials, clean with eco-friendly products, compost, recycle, use rechargeable batteries, and stay informed about local waste policies and inspire others to follow your lead in reducing solid waste. Equipment options for incinerators, air pollution control encompass various technologies. These include settling chambers, cyclones, wet scrubbers, ESP, fabric filter, ceramic filter, and observers. Each designed with specific advantages and limitations, these equipment options cater to various incinerator air pollution control needs. Lastly, we need to continue the environmental injustice movement to make our voices heard in order to make the changes that are needed. This protest is led by Black people, Latinos, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and Indigenous people who all merged together due to the hard reality that individuals in America's most polluted environments are often people of color and those in poverty. This is the end of my presentation, and I hope you all enjoyed and learned something new. Thank you all for your attention.